Imagine standing in a hallway, watching your brother get shot. You are 12 years old, and the world has already decided you don't matter. Most people in that moment give up. He didn't. This is the story of a boy from the very bottom of Brooklyn who built an empire from nothing but pain and words. Marcy Houses, Brooklyn, New York. If you've never been there, understand this. This was not just a rough neighborhood. This was a war zone with an address. Sean Corey Carter was born on December 4th, 1969. His mother, Gloria. His father, Adnis. For a little while, it felt like a real family. Then one morning, his father walked out the door and never came back. Sean was 11 years old. 11. No explanation, no goodbye, just gone. And overnight, everything changed. The lights got dimmer, the food got less, the streets got louder. His mother worked herself to the bone trying to hold 4 children together. But Marcy had a way of pulling young boys in, like quicksand dressed up as opportunity. Sean watched the older guys on the corner. They had money, they had respect. In a place where you had nothing, that meant everything. He was 12 when the street started calling his name, and he answered. Not because he was lost, but because he was trying to survive. He has talked about it himself. The corners, the hustle, the danger, not as something to celebrate, but as the only door he could find, in a hallway with no exits. He watched his neighborhood swallow people whole. Friends, cousins, people with big dreams just like his. Then one night, his own brother was shot, right there, in front of him. And something cracked open inside Sean Carter that night. Because in that 1 second, he understood something most people never learn. You are always one moment away from losing everything. One moment. He knew if he stayed on those corners, the street would take him too. In handcuffs, or in a casket. He needed a way out, and he had been hiding one. His whole life. Words. Since he was a child, Sean had been writing. Not in notebooks. He never used paper. He memorized everything. Stored it all in his mind like a locked vault. Rhymes, pain, hunger, hope. All of it, waiting. He started rapping seriously. And when people heard him, they stopped talking. There was something about this kid that felt different. Something raw. Something so real it almost hurt to listen. He started linking up with other artists. Got a taste of what the music world looked like, and he wanted in. So he knocked on doors. He went to every major record label he could reach, and every single one of them said no. No thank you, not interested, move on. Too street, too raw, too much. He was told he would never make it, told his style wouldn't sell, told to go back to where he came from. Most people would have believed them. Sean Carter was not most people. If nobody would sign him, he would build his own table. In 1996, with almost nothing in his pocket and everything to prove. Sean Carter and 2 partners started Rockefeller Records. They pressed their own CDs, sold them out of car trunks, handed them to DJs personally. While the whole industry laughed, he worked. That same year, he dropped his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, and the streets went silent. People listened, really listened. This was not just rap. This was real life, put into music. Reasonable Doubt did not just make noise. It opened a door that nobody could close again. What came next changed everything. Album after album, hit after hit. Volume 1, Volume 2, The Blueprint. His name stopped being just a name. It became a movement. He sold out arenas around the world, performed for kings and presidents, collaborated with legends. The boy from Marcy Houses was now one of the most recognized voices on the planet. And yet, nobody saw what was happening behind the curtain. Because when the lights go off, and the crowd goes home, the weight stays. Every album had to be bigger than the last. Every move had to be perfect. Every word he spoke was studied, judged, and twisted. He carried the hope of an entire community on his back. Every kid from every broken neighborhood in America was watching him, waiting to see if someone like them could actually make it and stay there. That kind of pressure does not come with a break. It does not come with days off. There were personal failures too, public ones. His marriage to Beyoncé went through storms that played out in front of the whole world. His family, his flaws, his secrets, all of it exposed. He had to stand in front of millions of people and be honest about who he was, who he had been, and who he was trying to become. That took a different kind of strength. Not the strength of the streets, the strength of a man choosing to grow. But while the world was watching his personal life, he was building something they didn't expect. He didn't just stay in music. He moved into fashion, launched Rocawear, Moved into sports, became a sports agent. Moved into streaming, launched Tidal. Moved into champagne, acquired Armand de Brignac. Moved into cognac, partnered with Doucet. And then, the moment that shook the entire world. In 2019, Sean Corey Carter became the first hip-hop billionaire in history. A boy who once had nothing, who was told he would never make it, who sold CDs out of a car trunk, built $1 billion empire, not by luck, not by chance, by refusing to stay where the world tried to put him. Here is what I want you to take from this story. Jay-Z did not win because life was easy. He won because he refused to let hard things be the last thing. Every door that closed, he built a new one. Every person who said no pushed him closer to his own yes. He did not come from money. He did not come from connections. He came from pain, from loss, from a corner in Brooklyn that nobody cared about. And he turned all of it into something that will last forever. So whatever you are carrying right now, whatever door just closed in your face, whatever voice is telling you that you are not enough, remember this. The boy from Marcy Houses was told the same thing. And today, the whole world knows his name. Your story is not over. It hasn't even really started yet.